Hello everybody and welcome back for episode 15 of the Doll Symposium. As always, I am your host Shizusan, and my beautiful assistant is the very cute Haruna. So without further ado, why don't we just start today's video. Alrighty everybody, so we are ready for another episode of the Doll Symposium, and we've been gone for quite a while, about 4 weeks now since the last episode. I've been meaning to do one earlier, but quite frankly, there hasn't been much news, even for the whole month of November. That doesn't mean that there wasn't any. There were some big doozies for this month, but it was very quiet. Not really sure why, but it's not really much, but we're going to get into it. So as always, let's start with the Dolphin Dream news. So I want to do some quick updates on something. So the pre-order project for the mini Dolphin Dream Touhou girls, both Marise and I forgot the other girl's name, sorry, but the two mini Dolphin Dream Touhou girls, the pre-order project has already started, and I want to remind you guys that if you still want either of these girls, because they will be on the brand new mini Dolphin Dream Mochi Ashi body, that the pre-orders end on December 13th. So remember, this is guaranteed. You get one of these girls or both of these girls, depending on how you do your pre-order, if you do it before December 13th. So just want to do that quick reminder for you guys right now so you don't miss out, just in case. Now, also in Dolphin Dream news, we talked about this last time for the Dolphin Dream Sister Lena Inverse that was announced, that we talked about in the last episode. She's going to be released during Dolls Party 44, which takes place December 20th of this year. But she will also be available, now we have new information, at the Dolls Party 44 after event, which is going to take place in January 23rd of 2021. Now, joining her on this is a newly announced, which we didn't talk about last time. Well, not really new. I guess you could say this is a newer version, like a 1.0 or a 1.5 or 2.0 or whatever. You have the Dolphin Dream sister, Uzuki Shinamura, from the Idolmaster Cinderella Girls anime. So this is her right here. Now the difference between her is that she's obviously going to be on the newer Dolphin Dream sister body than the older one, the DDF3. But also this is the new, what they're calling like smiling treats version. So if you see her face here, she's a little bit more welcoming. A lot more cuter, I think, in this one. But she definitely has that smile, which the old one did have a smile, but it was like a little bit different. This one's a little bit more pronounced, I guess is a good way of saying it. But yeah, she is going to be released during Dolls Party 44 on December 20th. She will also be available for the Dolls Party 44 after event on January 23rd of 2020. Now, there is a special site that's going to be made for them, but it's not put together yet. I was hoping it would, so we can have a little bit more information on what's going on with the two of them. But as of right now, it just says in preparation. So the special site's not up yet, but at least we have a date now for the after event, which I didn't have in the last episode. Now, moving on from that, this one was highly requested by a lot of people, but the Dolphin Dream Snow Hatsune Miku is going to be re-released, and this is going to be a slightly upgraded version, as it's still the same Snow Miku, but it comes on the new DDF3 body, which the other one did not have that. It was just the regular DD3 body, but now we'll have the new DDF3 body. So there is a caveat though. They are re-releasing her for the Sapporo event, and she is only available for pre-orders at the Sapporo location in Japan. And that's going to be, I'm sorry, let me look at my dates, November 28th to December 27th in Sapporo. And then you'll be able to pick them up on February 6th, only at Sapporo. So even if you live in Japan, you can't have it mailed to your home apparently. You can only pick it up on site. So if those of you are very interested in getting a Snow Miku, I would highly suggest, well, if you're able to go to Japan, I guess pick it up in Japan, or maybe do it via proxy. You could probably ask somebody like Japan Doll Direct to see if they'll be able to help you out with that, but they don't live in Sapporo, so I don't know if they'll be able to do it, but you'll have to message them, find out. There are other proxies out there, it's just I haven't personally used them, so I don't know, I don't want to like vouch for a program that I haven't used, but most of these proxies, I've heard nothing but good things. But definitely reach out to one of your proxies that you know of or you heard about and see if maybe they can get you this Snow Miku. But if you are totally averse from doing that and you want to just buy it on your own, there is a chance that you can get a Dolphin Dream Snow Miku because it's going to go on the Volks International website. Now that's going to be sometime in the spring of 2021. They didn't give an exact date. Just spring of 2021, it'll be on the Volks International website in limited quantities. That makes me think it's going to either be a click war or a lottery. I mean, either way, those are the only ways that Volks usually releases their dolls. But sometimes if it's like an older doll, it'll just be straight up on the site for you to buy, and it's first come, first serve. But as of right now, all we know is spring of 2021. So for those of you that are Snow Miku fans that always wanted one and you don't want to pay those overly scalped prices on eBay and whatnot, definitely take a look at this and see if maybe it's something that you want to do. Now, let me talk about the big news. So, Volks has announced its new Disney collaboration. So, for those of you that are not familiar, Volks is doing a collaboration with Disney for the Disney princesses. And we have already released Rapunzel and Cinderella. Now, the new one that's coming out is a kicker because it's not just one doll. It's actually 4 dolls from a certain movie. But it's not 4 separate dolls. Let me just get into it because it sounds weird. So basically, Disney has collaborated with, Volks has collaborated with Disney for the movie Frozen. That's right, for all you Frozen fans out there, your wallet is about to get hurt because there are 4 different Frozen dolls that's going to be released. So let's talk about the first one. Well, I don't know if they're all going to be released at the same time, because the special site is not really up yet with all the details. They just have like a teaser site that says what's coming out and like little tiny pictures, but I don't really know if those pictures are like the cartoon pictures. They're not like prototypes or anything. So the first one that they announced, let's just say it that way, is going to be Elsa and Anna for a Dear SD. Now, there's something to note that these are not Dolphin Dreams. These are not made out of vinyl. These are Super Dolphins. Now, Super Dolphins are resin dolls. And they don't have like internal skeletons. They have like, they're strung up with rubber bands on the inside. So these are very, very different from Dolphin Dreams. But I'm covering these because it's Disney and I love Disney. And you know, Disney and Volks, always good stuff. Anyways, this is called the Dear SD or Dear Super Dolphin. Now these are tiny little things. They're like, the way that Volks likes to characterize things is like in age groups, so to speak. So I'm not a fan. I shouldn't say I'm not a fan. I'm not very knowledgeable when it comes to Super Dolphin stuff or the resin dolls. So this is from my limited knowledge. You're gonna have Elsa and Anna in the Dear SD bodies, which are gonna be between toddler and child. Like, so you're thinking like somewhere around like maybe 4, 6 years old type bodies. How big they are, I honestly don't know. If any of you out there watching this own a Dear SD or know Dear SD size, I know some of you are definitely resin fans. Definitely put it in the comment section down below. But they're really small. I want to say and make a guesstimate, maybe like somewhere around like less than 10 inches. I would say, but they're much smaller dolls and they're super, super cute. If I can find an example of what one of them looks like another type of doll, I'm going to post it over here. But yeah, it's going to be Elsa and Anna. Now, they didn't specify if Elsa and Anna are a set. I'm assuming because it's Volks, it's separate. It's 2 separate dolls. You're going to have to buy Elsa and Anna separately, or just buy one of them if you only buy one of them. That's all we know in this limited information. Now, the other one that they're announced is going to be Anna. It's another Anna doll, but in an SD13 or Super Dolphin 13. Now, this is a teenage girl looking doll, so teenage years. That's why it's for the Super Dolphin 13, like an age of 13 of a child. It stands at 58 centimeters, so they're pretty much the same size as a Dolphin Dream, a little bit shorter, probably like a Dolphin Dream sister size. Again, these are resin dolls that are strung up on the inside. Now, there is going to be a difference between this and the next one, so I'm gonna explain the differences, but let me just mention the next one. And then the 4th doll is going to be Elsa. And Elsa's going to be on the SDGR, or SD Graffiti, for Super Dolphy Graffiti Girl. Now the differences between the SD13 and the SD Graffiti, from my limited knowledge from researching this, is that the SD13 and SDGR, or Graffiti, are the same height, roughly 58 centimeters, but the only major difference really is the torso, from what I could tell. So on the Super Dolphy 13, which is going to be Anna's body, the difference with the torso is it's in two pieces. Just like a Dolphy Dream, you have the torso piece and you have the bust. And that's it. You just and it moves pretty much the same as any other ball jointed doll that are split into two pieces like that. Now the SDGR, or the SD Graffiti, which is going to be the Elsa doll, this is broken up in three parts from what I can understand. You have the bust, you have the mid-torso or the belly section, and then you have the waist. So this allows for more movement of the doll, for more posability, so to speak. But that's all I know from my limited knowledge of resin dolls. So that's the four of them. Two Dear SDs, which is going to be an Anna and Elsa little girl, baby girl ones, which is probably like something akin of in the beginning of the first movie, when they're little kids playing together, I would assume. And then the SD13 and the SDGR for Anna and Elsa are what they actually look like in the movie, like their teenage years. So I'm assuming that's what it's going to be. Price, I have no idea. I'm assuming that Anna and Elsa, the older ones, are going to be somewhere around 1,000, roughly. And I'm assuming that the little girl ones are going to be less than 1,000, maybe like 700, 800. I don't know. These are all just guesstimates. I'm just guessing based upon the price of Rapunzel and Cinderella in the past. But yeah, we don't know release dates yet. Nothing like that. We don't know if they're going to be attached to a doll party, which most likely they will be, or Dopa, or doll party, Dopa, same thing. But I mean, it's going to be something of that nature. Now, talked about that a lot. Now, the only thing that I have to talk about for Volks USA is that Volks USA has the October outfit collection, which is going to be released this December 4th through December 7th. Now, that's going to be a lottery. So if you weren't able to purchase the items on Volks International website, you can do it on the Volks USA website via the lottery this time around. But in all honesty, if you go to the Volks International website, 90% of the October collection is still available if you want to buy it off of there. I think there's like 2 outfits and maybe like a shoe or something like that that's sold out, but pretty much everything is there if you're interested and you want them. If the one or two items that's not there anymore is the one that you actually wanted, then you might have to go to the Volks USA website December 4th through December 7th for that lottery period. Good luck to you if you win. Now that's really everything for Dolphy Dream news for this whole month, this 4 weeks that have gone by. Not really much, but the biggest news was the Frozen stuff. Also the Uzuki doll for the Doll Party 44 and the after event. But that's pretty much it. So let's move on to Smart Doll news. Let me just take a drink first because I'm super thirsty. Okay, so we're going to move on. Now, Smart Doll itself has also had a lull period for the month of November. It wasn't really too much information, and one of the reasons being is that they held their annual retreat. So, posted in this picture here, that is the entire Smart Doll team, at least that I know of, from the posting that Danny Chu has posted, and they went on a retreat to Okinawa. Now, they usually go somewhere else, like maybe he said, I think Australia or New Zealand, or maybe somewhere in the United States. He would take his team to go and basically celebrate and congratulate each other for a good, hardworking year, basically. So this year, because of the pandemic, international travel is a lot harder, so they ended up going to Okinawa, and it looks like they had a lot of fun based upon the pictures that Danny Chu has posted. I hope all of you had a lot of fun and a good rest, because I know there's a lot of work waiting for you back in Tokyo, and this was already 3 weeks ago, so most of you are already at it going hard to work for Danny right now and for all of us to get really cool Smart Doll stuff. So hope you guys have recharged your batteries for the new coming year. Now let's start with something that's available. So the only thing I could say that's available is posted right here is Smart Doll Fortitude. She's the only new girl that I know of that has been released in the month of November so far. That you can purchase, yeah. that's pretty much it. That's the only thing that's really available. The same outfits are available from before. The only thing that's available again is the Icelandic jacket, the hard shell orange one. That was sold out for a while, and it's reposted now on the Smart Doll website. So if you do want that, that's available. Now let's get into some prototype stuff, because that's the bulk of what Danish has posted about for the month of November so far. So posted in this picture here is Smart Doll Resilient. Now this is a newer version of Smart Doll Resilient with using the G04 head. And he wanted to go for a much younger look and a more nostril-y kind of thing. To be honest, I don't really notice the improved nostrils thing, but I definitely see what he's going for with the younger look. She definitely does look a little bit younger than the original version of Resilient. This one is super cute, but I don't know if she will go into production or not, but this is just one of the things that he's posted. Now another prototype Danish has posted here. Apparently he's been going through the prototype bins of stuff he hasn't posted before. Now this girl has no name, and Danish has styled this sunset orange mermaid wig into twin tails. I think he said he got the inspiration from somewhere else, but this is the girl in twin tails. He's asking if she should go into production. She looks really familiar. I maybe it's the hair, because it's orange. It kind of reminds me of Challenge. But I know the face is not exactly like Challenge, but she looks like she resembles like another girl that was already released. Like maybe not 100%, but kind of close to it. But what do you guys think? Put it down in the comment section down below. Do you think that she should be made, or should she go into the prototype garage? Now, let's keep moving. So Danny Chu has posted in this picture here of the newer Semireal Valiant that he's working on. So the first Semireal Valiant that he made, he said looked a little sad, I guess you could say, and it went to the prototype garage and someone has already purchased her. But this is the newer version that he has made of Resilient, which is a little bit more happy looking. I actually like this version of Resilient. I like the anime version, but I actually, no, I'm sorry, not Resilient, Valiant. I like the anime version of Valiant, but the semi-real version of this Valiant actually looks really good. Danny Chu has been working a lot with his semi-real line lately, and I think as he keeps making more and more semi-reals, they're becoming a lot more, I guess you could say, refined, because as he keeps going, they look like so much cooler and cooler as time goes on. Of course, there was the very first semi-reel, which was Entropy, which I fell in love with, and he's moved on from then, going to Genesis and so on and so forth. And now you have this newer version of Valiant, which is going to be semi-reel, and I think she's super cute. She is going to be put into production, but we don't know when it's gonna come out, because he's got a lot of stuff on queue, which we will talk about later in the episode, but he's got a lot of stuff on queue, so we're not really sure when Semi-Real Valiant will come out, but this is pretty close to what the final edition is gonna look like so far that we know of. Now, she's also sporting the brand new wine red uniform. This is actually the post-apocalyptic uniform that was all gray, but this is a newer version, because it's new color. He's tried out different color variants, but apparently this is the one that he likes, and I like it too. I think it actually looks pretty neat. Now, let's move on to some more stuff. So Danny Chu's posted in this picture here. It's a picture of him with the new Smart Doll Fortitude in T. Now, if you read the blurb that's underneath it, he actually says that he's been prototyping a new Mirai Carry Bag. He wants to make a smaller version. I don't know how much smaller it can get, because if you have the Mirai, if you have a Mirai Carry, you basically put them on their knees and like they kind of slide in, and there's only this much extra headroom like afterwards. So how much more smaller he can make it, I'm not really sure, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see a smaller version of it, because last year when I went to Tokyo on vacation, I had my Mirai Carry with me, and man, having that bag in a crowded train was not comfortable. Like, that bag is, the original Mirai Carry is slim. It's just when you're stuck in a train like that, it just doesn't feel slim anymore. So if he can make it even smaller, I can't wait to see what it looks like. So let's keep on moving. Also, another thing in this picture, I don't know if that's the test bag that he's testing. I don't know. Put it down in the comment section down below what you guys think. Now, here's another interesting thing, and sad at the same time. We talked about last time about Smart Doll Plus. getting the axe, and it's not going to be made anymore. Well, apparently Danny Chu has put in the prototype garage a super good deal for those of you that are interested in Smart Doll Plus. Unfortunately, it is sold out right now, but I think it warrants being mentioned, just because it's just sad to see it go. Now, understandably so. I understand the reasons why it went, and it does make sense, but it just sucks. I know there's some people that may have been saving up for one or hoped that one day they'd be able to get one at some point, but it is what it is. So Smart Doll Plus Parts Deluxe Pack in this picture here is a whole bunch of stuff. You get a bunch of wigs, a bunch of clothes, a bunch of heads apparently, and it's a full shell of a Smart Doll Plus. The only caveat is there's no frame. There's no inner frame, so you can't really put it together, so to speak, I guess, unless you glue all the pieces together somehow and just have it like a statue just standing as one piece, basically. Or if you're really handy with 3D printers, you could probably make your own frame at some point. I know a lot of you out there seem to be handy with 3D printers because I've seen your tweets and your posts. But yeah, I mean, whoever purchased this Smart Doll Plus pack definitely got a deal. It was still kind of pricey. If I remember, it's still a couple $1,000s. But you did get more than if you were to buy one originally, so to speak. I mean, I know it's missing the frame, but you get from this picture it looks like multiple heads, multiple wigs, and a couple extra clothing accessories and hand packs. So you do get like a bunch of extra stuff. It's just unfortunately there was no extra frame. But yeah, it's a sad day to see the end of Smart Doll Plus. I'm still kind of like bummed out about it, but I do understand the reasonings of why it had to go. It's just unfortunate. So a couple other things. So Danny Chu usually likes to post like a couple like updates, what's going around the shops, what's going around in Tokyo, and he always likes to put in like little hints or little clues of things that are coming or going. So this is the end of the episode where I'm going to talk about some of these updates. So in this picture here, Danny Chu has posted the Interstellar Blue is in production. Singularity, anime, and semi-real versions will be released first before all the other girls, which is going to be like Moment and Prowess, if I'm not mistaken. But the interesting thing is that he said if for those of you that didn't know this earlier, is that Interstellar Blue rather is a limited production. So he's making a whole bunch for this release, and then that's it. Like, you're not going to get any more. You're not going to get any more extra option parts, I'm assuming, unless it comes back as like a seasonal thing. But yeah, it's a limited run. So if you really want the Blue Girls and you haven't gotten one from the Only the Braves, this will be your chance when he launches them. It's going to stay as long as quantities are available up until the last release, which, again, Singularity, anime, and semi-real, then either Prowess or Moment. But whichever one of those comes last may be the last of the Interstellar Blue, because it's making way for the Galactic Green. Galactic Green is going to be the next color that he's going to do. I'm excited to see what Galactic Green looks like. He did have a prototype of the Galactic Green skin tone like a while back. I couldn't find the picture. But he did have one. If you'd like to scour his archive somewhere on his website, it's probably somewhere there. I wonder which current girls might be greenified, so to speak, to get this Galactic Green. We'll just have to wait and see. Also, he says that a lot of people have been contacting him about Milk. Milk has been discontinued as of right now. There are no extra option parts or bodies or smart dolls available anymore. If you look on the site, there may be like a Milk option part like floating around in there, but I'm pretty sure all Milk is gone by now. But a lot of people have been asking for Milk because a lot of us that have been collecting smart dolls for a while, most of us have a Milk doll. And haven't bought all the extra optional parts. So apparently he is going to be making additional Milk bodies and additional Milk option parts. When that will happen, we don't know. He's just mentioning in his update that he's thinking about doing them. So we might get more Milk option parts sometime in the future. So another one of the updates that Danny Chu went about posting is another day in a life in Smart Doll Land, and some cool things that he posted was in this picture here. That is Power Girl. That little white uniform over there, that is definitely Power Girl's uniform. Traditionally, that's how the Power Girl uniform looks. Now, there have been other variations of it within the DC universe, depending on who was inking or being the artist at the time, but that is the more well-known outfit that she usually wears. So that's definitely Power Girl's uniform in there. Excited to see what the full girl looks like. And then another picture here, this is them styling wigs. Now, if you notice in the background, that's Shiki Ichinose, and I think all those wigs, because it looks exactly the same, are all styling of Shiki Ichinose's wigs. So she should be coming out soon. I know that she is supposed to be slated for sometime this year, although this year's almost done. So maybe first quarter of 2021. We'll have to wait and see, but look, it's nice to see some more progress on Shiki Ichinose being done. Now, another picture, which I'm super excited, is right here. We've seen this before, but it's another picture that Danish has posted of CC from Code Geass in her school uniform. Still can't really see her face in this picture per se, but definitely CC, that uniform, awesome. I can't wait till her release, Danny. I'm so excited. Okay, and then another one. Okay, so this is something that Danny Chu has mentioned in one of his posts, and it's he wants to maximize quality over quantity. And he's been doing a whole bum rush of releases and announcements. Like, he's announced every month, he's been announcing like 3 or 4 dolls, and he's been trying to release dolls as quickly as he can because he's been announcing so many dolls. And he, I guess you could say, now this is all speculation just from what I'm reading from his post, but I guess it's been getting too much stress for him and his team to, like, you know, keep up with demand and all the releases that he keeps announcing, that I guess he thought he was able to dish out, but, you know, obviously because COVID and everything happened, things have taken a turn for the worse. So he is reducing releases. This is basically his new thing. He's reducing releases or slowing down the releases. So basically, he may still be showing us prototypes and a whole bunch of new things that he wants to work on, but they're going to be coming out at a lot slower pace. This could be a bad thing for some of you who are like, oh, I really want this doll. Now I got to wait forever and ever and ever, so to speak. Unfortunately, that's what he's going to be doing. He's going to be slowing down so he can concentrate on, you know, more projects at a time. Like, how do I say that? Like, focus on one project at a time, like the quality of the project. You guys know what I'm saying. So he's slowing that down. He's also going to put a cap on how many smart dolls a month he's selling. What the cap is, obviously, we as the consumers, we don't know. I don't know if he's going to tell us, like 1,000 pieces a month or 200 pieces a month. Who knows? All I know is that he says he wants to put a cap. So what that means, for those of you out there, is that, let's say, for example, Interstellar Blue is released in December. Let's just say that. I don't know when the release date is, but let's say Interstellar Blue is December. If he puts a cap at like 1,000 smart dolls, then only 1,000 of you will be able to buy, obviously, an Interstellar Blue smart doll in December. Whereas before, maybe he tried to do more, and he pushed his team to the limit, and they did maybe 2,000 in 1 month. Who knows? I'm just making up numbers. All I'm saying is that he's going to put a cap on how many. Now, what that means is that it'll give his team time for more quality control, to focus on his product, which I'm not really sure is the issue per se, because personally, all of my dolls have been fantastic. I've never had issues with them, no problems. I know there are people out there that have had problems with their smart dolls, that have sent in tickets to Smart Doll, you know, asking for them to be fixed or whatnot. But I mean, me personally, I haven't noticed that, or personal friends of mine that buy smart dolls haven't had that situation as of yet. But it does happen. I mean, Smart Doll as a company is not perfect. Nobody can be perfect. So there's bound to be a few bad apples out there. So he wants to take more time for quality control versus quantity. Now, he also says, well, he doesn't say, I'm speculating. Let me rephrase that. I'm speculating, because he says he's going to put a cap to how many smart dolls are shipped out. I wonder if that coincides. That must mean also a cap on how many sales, right? Because I would assume he's not going to sell 2,000 smart dolls, but his cap is to ship is only 1,000 shipping, and then hold over another 1,000 for the next month to ship out again, because that would just keep putting him behind the 8 ball. So I'm assuming that the cap on smart dolls to be shipped out is also a cap on smart dolls to be able to be purchased. Again, going back to the Interstellar Blue thing, if the cap is at 1,000, right, and let's say he made 1,000 Interstellar Blues to sell, but let's say he sold 600 Interstellar Blues and he sold 400 of the other skin tones, like, you know, cinnamon, tea, or cocoa in the same month. And then, you know, all that capped it at 1,000. And even though he has more smart dolls in stock, per se, like the extra 400 Interstellar Blues in this example, they won't be sold that month. They'll just be held over for the month of January. I'm assuming this is what he means by that, but this is all speculation. This is just all my assumptions. I didn't talk to Danny Chu. He hasn't said anything publicly or anything like that. I'm just speculating. I'm just spitballing here. So take it for what you will, but he did mention that he's going to put a cap on how many smart dolls are shipped out. Now, what that means, we can only speculate because we have no idea what he really is going to do because he hadn't specified anything yet. But I thought it was interesting, an interesting discussion point. I really want to hear your views. Put it down in the comments section down below. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time, whereas it's a good thing for him and his team to not be so stressed out for releases and to focus more on quality control. I think it's a bad thing just for consumer-wise, because if there's a lot of people that have money to buy smart dolls that want to buy them, but there's a cap, you know, unfortunately you'll have to wait till the next month to make your purchase. I mean, I can see how that may be off-putting for some people. But again, this is a neutral forum where we can discuss our ideas and our feelings for the doll community and what's happening. That's why I call it the Doll Symposium. Put it down in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? I think I can see both reasonings for either side of why it's good or bad. So, I mean, I'd like to know from you guys, like, what you guys think. So put it down in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think about this or anything else that was mentioned in today's episode. I love talking to you guys in the comments. Just let me know, you know, what it is that you guys think about anything from today's episode. Oh boy. Alright, so this brings us to the end of the episode. Now, normally I do a community shout out, but I haven't had any submissions for community shout out for quite some time now. But I will still keep mentioning it for those of you that want to participate in the community shout out. Just send me an email here at my email at dlwshizusan@gmail.com. Include a photo of your doll or dolls and put down what the base doll is, like specifically if you've customized it and we can't tell what the original doll was. Put a message down there. Anything you want to say about your doll or anything you want to spread to the community, I will read it for you guys here on the channel. And also put down where you can be found if you want to be found, i.e. Instagram, Twitter, you know, Etsy, if you have your own Etsy page, anything like that you want to share or be found on social media, let me know and I will announce it here on the channel. Also, make sure that you put in that email what it is that you would like me to divulge out to the world and what information you want to keep confidential. I don't want to accidentally say information that I shouldn't be saying, you know, all over YouTube. So just make sure you specify what it is that you don't want me to say on the episode and what is okay for me to talk about. But that wraps up today's episode of the Doll Symposium. As always, I am your host, Shizusan, and my lovely assistant is the very cute, look at her. Oh, so cute. She's so small. Like usually my dolls are up to here. Like, she's so small. My little mini Dolphy dream, Haruna. So, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.
This is our time, this is our life. Sometimes all you need is a smile to get by.